Well, so we told that we'll have many other related discussions, and while you're all happy about all the issues relating to the Black Stars, a lot of other related national issues of concern have been happening. On Thursday afternoon, that'll be last week, we had the picking up of two journalists who work with modernghana.com. Subsequently, we've had one of them who experienced torture in the hands of national security personnel. And we have the editor of Modern Ghana here with us, Emmanuel Adjafor. Good morning to you, Emmanuel. And we know that you've been on a number of platforms also talking about your experiences. But let's first start. How did it all happen, transpire in the first place?
Roland, actually, we published two publications. One came in the form of an opinion piece written by one Constance Kwabing. And the title of the opinion piece was Albert Kandapa Plots to Take Over MPP, which we published as an opinion piece. And then the second one came in the form of a press release, which we did a story out of. And so last week, Wednesday, we were there, and then we had a call from National Security, ordering us to pull down those two publications, which we actually did. That was on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, I was in the office working around 4.
4 afternoon?
Yeah, 4 afternoon. And then saw 3 young men walk into our office and then asked me, "Are you the editor?" And I said, "Yes, I'm the editor." And they said I should follow him. One guy said, "Follow me." And I followed him out of the office. I got to a point, I said, "Who are you, and why are you ordering me to follow you? I don't know you. You are not in any uniform. Why? Who are you?" And he told me that he's from the National Security and he has been ordered to come and pick me for interrogation. And I said, "For what?" And he said, "I shouldn't worry. When I get there, I would know the reason." I said, "Okay, fine." So he said, "Let's go back to your office." Then we went back to my office. The first thing he took was my 2 phones, my tablet, and my laptop. Now at that moment, there was a reporter and then an intern lady. So when we were walking out, then the guy asked the reporter, "What's your name?" And he said, "Emmanuel Brichum." I said, "Emmanuel Brichum, hey, follow us, close your laptop." Then they picked him along. When we stepped out, and I said, "What is all this? I don't get it." So during that exchange, then I saw 2 policemen stepped out of a van outside with AK-47. And I told my colleague that, "Hey, let's go." Then we walked quietly and we entered the van.
At this point, did you know that all these things were happening or were related to all the incidents of you having published and getting a call and pulling down those 2 publications, the story and then the opinion article?
No, I didn't know all this. So I had to follow.
You didn't even relate it to it at all?
I didn't even relate it because I didn't know what was going on. But I said, well, let's go. We'll definitely know. So I entered the van and they actually covered our face with a black polythene bag. I won't lie about it.
You could breathe?
Oh yeah. In fact, how they covered our face, they did it in such a way that you could breathe. So, and they were saying that, "Oh, if you can't breathe, you let us know so that you don't suffocate." That was what they were telling us in the vehicle. And they asked us to bow down our head. You understand? So they cover it. Then at a point, they'll open it a bit for air to pass through so you could breathe, so you don't suffocate. But we bow down our head this way with the black polythene bag covered. You couldn't see anything. Then all of a sudden, we were in a building. Then they took me to a different place in the building, and then took my colleague to a different place. So we never saw each other.
And you didn't know which building it was?
I didn't know.
At the time?
Initially. So I sat there, and then they removed the polythene bag. Then they came back and took my 2 phones, my passwords. They took the number and then the passwords, which I gave them out. My laptop, I don't have a password because there's nothing. I don't have anything to hide. So there wasn't a password on my laptop. Then after The guy came back and then covered my face with a polythene bag and then took me to another section in the building. That's the basement, where there was one guy I told we spoke to him that he's from DVLA and then he has been picked for questioning too. So I was taken there and then I sat with him in an office chair. So that was where I sat. Then they removed the polythene bag. So around 10, another guy came and said I should remove my shoe and then my belt.
10 p.m.
Around 10 p.m. Which I did.
How did you get to know the time?
No, we're calculating. Then I gave out. Then a moment later, the guy came back and said I should follow him. And he covered my face with a polythene bag. We entered the lift and then we went up. All I could hear is sit down. So I sat down and they removed the polythene bag. And I saw 5 guys in the room with computers all around, laptops and all that. And I sat down. First thing they asked me, what's your name? And I said, I mentioned my name. And they said, who are you? I said, I'm the editor of Modern Ghana. And they said, what do you do as an editor? And I said, I make sure that before stories are published, they are properly checked, edited, and screened well. Then, the first thing they put out on their phone was the first article written by one Constance Kwabe.
And that was an opinion article?
An opinion piece, an opinion article. And they asked me, did you do it? And I said, oh no, I'm not the one. They asked me, did you write it? And I said, no, I'm not the one. And then the name of the author is there. I said, you scroll up your phone. And he scrolled up and I said, this is the name at the you have byline. So normally when you send an article, we put your name on the byline. And sometimes we even put the name and the address beneath for people to see in case maybe they want to contact you or whatever, because it's your own opinion or article. Normally when we publish article, we put a disclaimer that the views expressed in the article.
It's always beneath.
So it's always beneath. If you go on our website right now, you can see them. You go there.
Standard practice.
Yes, standard practice. Yeah. Then before I realized, slap. Heavy slap. I said, what is all this? They said, my friend, put down your hand. I said, okay.
They slap you from behind?
Behind.
From behind?
Yeah, they were sitting, the one guy, I was seated this way. There was one guy here, and another standing here.
They were all beside you, and
yeah.
there was one just behind?
Yes. One here, 2 in front. So the 2 were doing the questioning. The third one was, coming in as and when, and all that. Then they gave it to me. And I said,
Another slap again?
Yes. Then I said, I'm not the one who wrote it. The name of the author is there. And they asked me, so how did I get it? And I said, it was sent into our corporate email. So we picked it. Because you have a central email
where you can receive articles and opinion pieces.
So editors,
if you find them...
Yeah, so editors have access to that central email. So when it comes, you publish, and you drop you drop it in the publish folder. So somebody else doesn't pick and publish. And even if someone pick and the system will give a notification that it's already been published in the system. So you take it out. You understand? Then I said, I'm not the one. And I said, then who? And I said, it's the Constant Kwame. And they asked me, do I know him? I said, I don't know. Then they said, if you don't know him, then why should you publish an opinion piece from somebody you don't know? And as an editor, it is your responsibility to know your source and verify your source. And I said, opinion is opinion. You yourself sitting, you could then
before you say Jack.
What do you mean? And they asked me, so what do you mean? Are you saying that you publish content without knowing who your source is? And I said, that is not how we operate. Opinion is opinion. You understand? People do show hosts, when they host their program, people call in, they don't speak their mind, speak their opinion. You understand? Make their contribution. The host doesn't necessarily know who they are and where they are from. You understand? But then, whatever they say is attributed to them. So that is why we put disclaimers there. You understand? So they said, if I can produce that Constance Kwabin, it means I am the Constance Kwabin who have been paid to use that pseudonym to be concocting those stories against the minister.
Meaning that you are the author of that article?
Yes. So I have to confess, Charlie, it's not easy. I didn't find it easy at all.
And subsequently, what did they do to you?
So they said I have to speak. So the back and forth questioning. At the point when they slap, then I block. They slap, then I block. That slap, then I lift. I try to interject with my hand. So the rest are no. So they now handcuff my hand behind this.
How did they do it? Can you demonstrate it for us?
Well, so they handcuff my hand this way. Back.
Turn and let's see.
This way.
So they held you like this?
Yes. So this way. And they asked me to sit. So I sat. So now they could have their free way to slap me. Then they asked me the second question. They pulled the second publication, which was a story we did out of a press release. And the story was emanating from which source? And then the source was the press release was released by a group led by the same Constance Kwabin. So the group name is United Patriots Group. Then Constance Kwabin named under, and it came in the form of a press release. Okay. Usually press releases have numbers, contacts. Yes. So you have the contact. Like this one, the contact didn't come. But you still published. We published it. So you know, sometimes press releases there are no contacts. You find the organization's name and then the name of the person who released it. You understand? Sometimes the person's designation. So I told them I'm not the one who wrote that story. It was my reporter who did the story, and he did it out of a press release. And they asked me, did I try finding out where he got the press release? And I said, he's a journalist and he should know his source very well. Then they gave it to me. And they gave it to me. You mean said, continuous slapping? Yes. Because this person will slap, then this person will also continue. Already your hands were tied behind? Yes. So this person gives, this person follows. So back and back from here. You understand? So I told them, it's my reporter who did it. And he did out of a press release. And they asked me, so he didn't find out where he got a press release? I don't know, press release. If we media houses, we do share press release among ourselves. You understand? And sometimes you have to fish for news as a reporter. You have to fish for news. You don't have to sit in the office. But you need to know that, look, whatever you get from should have a contact. You understand? It should come from a known source. Organization, exactly, or individual. Yes. So we publish the story, and you know, when we publish the story, we attach the full press release for people to know that, look, this is where. And you did that in this instance. We did it in the story. With the usually sometimes it's a practice. Yes, it's a practice. Well, we did it. So I told them. So the beatings left and right and all that. Then they said, fine. So since I couldn't tell who that Constance Kwabin is, it means I'm the one. And that I have created, and then they said, I have created, initially they said I have created an account for Constance Kwabin to be publishing articles. Or to be sending in the articles and all that. Because the name is on the byline. You understand? And normally for reporters, we create an account for them. And when we create an account for them, when they publish, the name comes on the byline. So they thought, you know, he is also one of the people we have created an account for. Which reason the name is on the byline. And I said no. So I took them through the process. You know, the morning Ghana, they had my laptop. So I opened my laptop and I took them through the process. And this time they had untied your hand? Yes. You understand? So I took them through the process and all that. So when we went through that, they told me to, well, since I cannot confess, I cannot tell who that Constance Kwabin is, it means I'm the one. And then I should stand up, I should go through another phase, which is a military style. You mean after all this drill, yes, you had to go through another process of drilling? And which one was it? So I had to lean against a wall with my legs up and my legs down. You mean upside down? Yeah. As if you're exercising? As if I'm doing a push-up with my legs up. I lean against a wall. Upside down? Yeah. So your legs were up? My legs were up. And then? Down. On the ground? On the ground. Who was lifting you up? You did it yourself? I did it myself. And then what happened? Because they untied
And then what happened?
So they told me to be there. So I did and did to a point I could no more do. Then the guy came. All of a sudden the guy came. The guy came and gave me a heavy slap on my back. Right. And I fell. And he told me that do hand press and stand up. And I did hand press, did hand press. He said, stand up. And I said, I can't stand up. Then he put his hand here. You know, I lay down flat. So he put his hand here and lifted me up. So he lifted me up this way. Then
can you lie down and do that?
No, someone else could have to do that. So I lay down flat.
So something like this.
Yeah. So something like this. So the guy lifted me this way, you know, and pulled this way. You see? So this way, when I was this way, then the other guy came, and then you see, and he hit me, and I fell flat.
On your spine?
Yes, on my spine. Yeah.
Wow.
On my spine. I fell flat. And at that moment, I couldn't breathe well. You know, your spine controls your nervous system, your breath and all that. So I couldn't breathe, so I had to open my mouth.
And they were looking on?
And they were looking.
And this time they were not questioning?
They were still, the questioning were coming left, right. And you see,
on the same subject.
So when one person asks a question you want to answer, then another person interjects. They'll hear you interject, then slap from behind. And you know, they are slapping from behind. Yeah. They don't slap from front. You know, these guys are very smart. They did it, and they didn't use.
You didn't have blisters. You didn't have anything, swellings, etc.
That following morning, I had my checks here all swollen.
And which day was it? Saturday?
Friday. You understand? So they were beating me. They were using the taser on my.
They used taser. Yeah, taser on you.
Yeah, they used it. They didn't electrocute me. They didn't electrocute me.
Oh, the taser has some sort of.
Electric. Of course, because when they tase you, you feel it. You feel the shock. They tase me here, my under here, below my abdomen, my spine, and all that. And the blows were coming behind, the slaps followed, and all that.
And you still couldn't tell them what they wanted.
And they said, you have to confess. You have to confess.
What?
It was.
And why didn't you confess? Or there was nothing to confess about?
I said, my confession is one. I am not Constant Kwabing, and I have not been paid to use that pseudonym to concoct the story against the minister.
So when did this end?
Innocent.
When did this end?
So it lasted for about an hour.
And that will be on Friday morning?
So from 11? Yeah, from 11 to 12.
Okay. Yeah. Now, on the outside, why you were there?
So during that interrogation, there was nothing like hacking or questioning like hacking or cybercrime.
Nothing at all.
Nothing,
because that was what I was coming to. On the outside, while you were in there, on the outside,
yes,
there was a release that gave us the indication that apparently you as Modern Ghana were undertaking some kind of cyber activities, cyber crime, so to speak, hacking into what they said specifically into databases of your competitors of various top newspapers, radio, TV, etc. Your competitors basically houses.
Roland, as I'm sitting here, do I have an IT background?
I wouldn't know.
Well, you have, people know me. People know me in the media.
I know
yeah, you know me.
Yes.
I'm a very quiet person. I'm a very quiet person, but people know me. People know me very well. They know my background. You know, I don't have an IT background. 2, now let's ask, when they came to our office, when they raided our office,
did they come with a warrant?
They didn't come with a warrant.
Under normal circumstance, perhaps if you were in the custody of national security or any security apparatus or entity, you would have been asked to maybe call for a lawyer or bring along a lawyer.
No, they took my phone, so how can you call?
Did they even offer to?
No. Calls were coming the calls were coming through my phone, but they didn't allow me to answer. I heard my phones ringing. So 2, when they raided our office, what sophisticated gadget did they pick or communication gadget did they pick that indicates that this is a hacking machine? 3, they have my laptop. What hacking software did I use? My laptop is still with them as we speak. It's still with them. It's still with them.
Where did they send you?
They sent me to the Ministry of National Security. That's Bluegate.
Bluegate?
Yeah.
Near the stadium?
Yeah, near the stadium. You understand? And they claim we were hacking competitors' email. Mention their name. Corporate. Mention their name. Look, are they not entitled to know that somebody hacked them so that they could also do a background check from their end to verify that indeed they were hacked? Has any media has come to complain of hacking? And they should give evidence that the hacking is coming was targeted from modern Ghana or was shot from modern Ghana into their system. And there are IT guys who could, I'm sure, we read. There are IT guys who can verify where the target is coming from. They read through cables and all that. You know, they can read through using some certain cables and all that, and they will know where it's coming from.
All you're saying is that if there were any suspicions of the sort, it could be traceable.
Yeah. Trace it. And what are we hacking for? What are we are hacking news? Is news not public? You understand? And when I went there, all the interrogation has nothing to do with hacking or cyber crime. It was purely about those two publications which you asked us to pull down, and we did. So what is all this? I don't get it. Why?
So when were you released?
So I was released on Saturday.
What time?
Around 9:47 a.m.
So what did you do afterwards?
So when they released me, the guy gave me my shoe and my belt and my 2 phones and my tablet. Then he phoned the one guy called Eben. I'm sure he's one of their guys.
Who phoned? The national security?
The guy at the reception who released me phoned, I think, one of their leaders or directors.
Called Eben?
Yes. That he phoned him. And then Eben spoke to me on phone that we've been asked to release you. But whatever happened here, don't go and discuss it with anybody. It remains confidential.
Your torturing was supposed to be in confidence.
Whatever happened there. So the questioning, the torturing. But you see, I made reference to the food aspect. You know, when we were there, you know, we were giving food to eat, you know, water to drink.
I mean the torturing.
No, before the torturing.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know, I've been hearing the news, blah blah blah, and I always want to make reference to the fact that, look, yes.
There's a news going on that your genitals were tasered as well.
Oh, and no, it's not true.
But this is what you went through.
This, I'm narrating exactly what I went through.
It's torturing nonetheless in your in respective opinions.
Yes, but you see, if you slap me, give me a blow, and then you use a taser that has electric it tase you, and you feel the electric shock in you. I see some electric shock in you. Then after that, you handcuff me, and then you made me go through a military style, and then you hit me. I fell. You told me to do a push-up. I did to a point I couldn't do. You put your hand, lifted me, and then your other colleague elbowed me. Another colleague used his elbow, landed straight on my backbone.
And under normal circumstance, you're supposed to go to the hospital and get some checkup from some recognized government health facility, and also maybe go and consult a lawyer or get some legal remedies. Have you been able to do that?
So when they released me on Saturday, I spoke to the guy. Okay, you said I should keep it confidential. All right. I beg, can you give me a medical form to attend to a hospital? Because I needed that medical form because I wanted to go for the treatment free. Since you beat me, you give me a form and let me attend, because I've complained that I'm not well. I told them that I'm not feeling well, so give me a medical form to go. And then he told me, he told me that okay, they don't have the form right now. So I voluntarily went to the police hospital on Saturday. So when I got there, I told the doctor, the doctor that, look, I need a detailed report of my situation. Then she said, because I didn't come with a police medical form, she cannot give me a detailed report. She would rather take my complaints down and then prescribe something for me, which she did. and then it was an injection and then a tablet, which she gave me, and I went home. But when I was home, One Ghana movement, One Ghana, they heard about my situation. That was on Sunday. They heard about my situation, and they called me, and I narrated. And they said, no, go and report the matter, get police form, and get a detailed medical report. So that was where I went to police, Legon police station to report the matter. And then they will give me a medical form to go to Legon police station for a proper medical examination.
Hospital.
Yes, but when I got there, the doctor who I met told me that because he doesn't have that capacity to sign, because there needs to be signature and all that, and I have to go through processes and all that, then it needs to be signed. So because he doesn't have the capacity, he can't do it. And that the doctor on duty is the one who is supposed to do that. So I should go and come the following day, Monday. But the following day, I had to report at the National Security Head Office and all that. But you see, initially, when One Ghana movement called me, that was Senor Husi called me. Look, I hesitated to go and report.
Because you were keeping it in confidence?
Because, yes. Because
confidential.
But who are you to go and report national security? Hey, my brother, who are you?
So what legal remedies are you now seeking?
Well, assault.
Assault. Have you consulted a lawyer?
Yes.
So far?
Yes.
You are in the process?
We are in the process.
Okay. We'll continue to interact with you, Emmanuel Adjafor. And Emmanuel Adjafor is the editor or the managing editor for modernghana.com. And we know that alongside him and a colleague, they were picked up on Thursday, and subsequently he was released on Saturday as well. Was your colleague also released, Emmanuel?
He was released on Friday, and I was released on Saturday. Yeah.
All right. But we'll continue getting into this case, and it's also because we have a number of issues also raised by the Media Foundation for West Africa about how the atmosphere is unsafe for practicing journalists and subsequently also for press freedom. We'll talk more on the subject, but in the meantime, we have to take a break. We'll be right back.